God's abode for a great scientific mission? He asked that question. There was a total silence, a pin drop silence like what I'm experiencing now. There was a total silence, a pin drop silence. Then all of them got up and said Amen, which made the whole church reverberate. That was the church where we had our design center, where we started rocket assembly, and the Bishop House was our scientist working place. Later, the Tumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station led to the establishment of the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, and the space activities transformed into multiple space centers throughout the country. Now, this church has become an important center of the learning, where thousands of people learn about the dynamic history of the space program of India and the great minds of a scientist and a spiritual leader, Reverend Father Peter Pereira. Of course, Tumba Citizen got the well-equipped facilities, worshiping place, and the educational center in an alternate place at the right time. Dear members, when I think of this event, I can see how enlightened spiritual and scientific leader can converge towards giving reverence to human life. Of course, the birth of TERS, then VSSC, gave the country the capability of launch vehicle, spacecraft, space application that have accelerated social and economic development in India to unprecedented levels. Today, among us, Professor Vikram Sarabhai is not there. Reverend Peter Bernard Pereira is not there. But those who are responsible for creation and making flowers blossom will themselves be a different kind of flower as described in the Bhagavad Gita. It says, see the flower, how generously it distributes perfume, honey. It gives to all, gives freely of all its love. When its work was done, it falls away quietly. And try to be like the flower, unassuming despite all its qualities. What a beautiful message, friends, to the humanity on the purpose of life reflected the spiritual component. Can we bridge the spiritual component of the religions to bring peace to nation and to the world? I would like to recall one incident again, which commonly occurs in many parts of my country, because I was asked to talk about dialogue of cultures. I have witnessed this event when I was a young boy, 10 years old. In our house, periodically, I used to see 3 different unique personalities meet. Pakshi Lakshmana Shastrigal, who was the head priest of the famous Rameswaram temple and a Vedic scholar. Reverend Father Bodal, who built the first church in Rameswaram Island. And my father, who was an imam in the mosque. All the 3 of them used to sit and discuss the island's problem and find solution. In addition, they built several religious connectivities with compassion. These connectivities quietly spread the others in the island like the fragrance from the flowers. This sight always comes to my mind whenever I discuss with people on dialogue of religions. India has had this advantage of integration of minds for thousands of years. Throughout the world, the need to have a frank dialogue among cultures, religion, civilization has been felt now more than ever. Friends, these 2 instances, what I have narrated, give me confidence that religions definitely can be bridged through spiritual components. Whenever I meet the young and experienced in my country, I have narrated these 2 experiences. Many in my country and world over may have such experience. We have to spread such glad tidings to every part of the world. Now let us discuss the 3rd component of the enlightened society, which is to achieve economic development for societal transformation. Let me take my country in India as an example. It may be true to many parts of the world, including European Union. Indian economy is an ascent phase. There is a considerable growth in the manufacturing and service sectors. We have a mission of spreading this economic growth throughout the country, including the rural sector. Nearly 220 million people out of 1 billion people have been lifted by upgrading their quality of life in both rural and urban areas. even though the